Today, I'm needle felting a dragonfly. Some assembly required. Hello. So, my plan today is to try to needle felt a dragonfly, and I will walk you through the steps that I'm taking. I have never made a dragonfly before, so we'll see how it turns out. All you can do is try, right? Let's do it. Like always, I'll be starting with my foam block. Woo, the other side is even worse. And my spiral needle. This one is my favorite, but everyone has their own preferences. So I like to use mill waste as a base or like internal structure. You can also use whatever coarse, cheap wool you have available. I'm rolling this chunk into a ball and I will start to poke all over to felt it down. It's still a little bit soft, but I'll grab another piece and make a cylinder for his body. That way I can work on the head and the body at the same time to keep the proportions the way I want them. There, I feel like this is a pretty good starting point. I'll just spend a few minutes giving them a little more internal strength. There. This is a good structural stiffness without being so hard that it's unpleasant to poke a top coat into. I think the head should be bigger. There we go, that's better. Now it's time to add color. I'm thinking blue and purple for the main color, but then I'm going to try to use some additional colors to try to capture the iridescence that dragonflies sometimes have. It might just end up splotchy, but I'll give it a try anyway. I feel like starting with purple. I like to add my colors a little at a time so they're less likely to get lumpy. So here goes. If I had one piece of advice to offer somebody who's just starting out needle felting, it would be to remember that this is supposed to be slow. It is ironic that I'm saying this over time-lapse video, but I think felting is most frustrating when you're trying to rush. It's just not fast. So I try to enjoy being deliberate and methodical. Sometimes it's hard. I'm going to add the tail now. I'm just going to use this other purple and then either blend it out or totally cover it up. We'll see how it looks. But my idea is to just fold and twist some of this wool and then thicken it up until it looks right. It's actually not a bad thickness just how I rolled it, so I'll just poke to firm it up. I left one end pretty fluffy so I can attach this part to the body. I'll sort of overlap some of the fluffy part around the back of the body to give it more places to attach, and then I will just gently start poking around until the two parts start to come together. Then I'll spend some time smoothing it out. And I'm going to add a thin coat of the original purple on top. I think that will look better. Eventually. Clearly, I have a bit of poking to do to clean up this monstrosity, but before I do that, I will attach the head so I can smooth the whole thing out at once. I will try to figure out the placement of the head, tack it down a little bit, check again, etc., until it looks about right. And then I can poke a little more forcefully to get it really attached and get to smoothing all this purple skin. I try to poke from the head into the body as well as from the body into the head, just to give all the bits their best chance for a strong connection. Well, that's pretty smooth. Now I'm going to start adding some blue for variety. You can also mix colors by hand by just pulling them over and over until they look blended. That can be a little more subtle than just slapping another color on top. It all depends on the look you want. It's looking pretty cute, I think. Now, this might be wacky, but I'm going to add blue-green patches to look like iridescence. I am not at all sure how this will turn out, but here goes nothing. Okay, I will admit I definitely hated it at first, but after I fanned the color out a little bit, it's growing on me. Next, I am making eyes. I think they should be green. Now I feel like they need highlights, but the placement is giving me trouble. I'll just keep fooling around. Okay, here we are. I think they look pretty cute. I will just scoot you out of the way, and I'll try to make some wings. My plan is to make these guys pretty thin, and then maybe brush some watered down glue over the top to stiffen them up. Or I might even have some fabric stiffening liquid still. Yes, here it is, by Mod Podge. I'll lay out some parchment paper so that it's easy to peel off. Then I will pour some in here, just a little at a time, and I'll use a dip and squish method to get the stiffener into the wings and also squeeze most of it out so they're not too thick and they also maybe won't take a million years to dry. While I've got them all down on my paper, I can try to fix the shaping a little bit and then just let them dry. Finally, they're dry. They took a while. And yeah, they're fairly stiff. I'll trim the fuzzies and then I will felt them in place. I think he needs a little smile. And finally, I'll use some black embroidery floss to sew in some legs. Ooh, if I add a little loop of thread, he could hang up like he's flying. He may not have turned out perfectly. I mean, he could definitely have gone in a different direction looks-wise, but that's okay. I think that he's pretty cute. And whenever you make something and you don't 100% love it, you could try to figure out what you don't like and then you make it again. So it's useful for something. So the iridescence maybe doesn't, I mean, it was worth a try. I'm not sure that it really looks like iridescence and not just like little patches, but hey, he's cute. He's a one-of-a-kind little fella. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I do enjoy that. New videos come out every Saturday, so until the next one, be awesome. and I'll see you then. Bye!